Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, what we're going to talk about tonight is all about the new ATF Director, Biden's shiny new toy in the bureaucratic machine that is the swamp. He went on, I believe it was CBS, and he let them down a little bit. They were really expecting for all the talking points, all the gun control, all the confiscation, and yet the new ATF Director kind of let them down, and I'm curious, and I want to hear from you guys. Do you think they're getting some buyer's remorse from this guy? Because these answers are not what the gun control left was looking for. Everything is linked in the description box below. I cannot wait to hear from you guys on this one, because this has got some legs here. Now, we're always looking to earn that subscription, so if you are new and you think that we earn it, we would love to have you in the fold as we continue forward with Second Amendment rights, because we are going to pass the blessing along to the next generation, and we'd love your consideration. Thank you so much in advance, and let's get it. I gotta show you what happened today. This is some great stuff. New ATF Director says, quote, "There's no one solution to ending gun violence." Now, of course, if you're in the mainstream media, you're a gun controller and you're on the left, there's obviously one solution. Make them all go away. If I don't like them, therefore they shouldn't exist. Therefore, problem solved. It really is that simple. But let's keep going, because I want to show you what they were setting up and how he missed this fastball, and he went the opposite direction. All right, let's get it. Stephen Dettelbach, the newly sworn-in director of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, said there is no overarching answer to solving the nation's gun violence, even as guns have become the leading cause of death for children in the U.S. Okay, first of all, they have not become the leading cause of death in children in the United States. We have debunked that several times. That study included 19, 20, and 21-year-old adults, and it was all from homicide. Anyway, I'm not getting into that again. But the point is, this article and this interview of the new ATF director was a leading interview. It was a leading question. Even that right there is worded from a perspective of, he said there's not one answer, even though this is clearly the right solution, right? Let's keep going, because the why here is deep. Quote, "One of the things that makes a problem so hard is that it looks way different depending on where you are," Dettelbach told CBS Evening News anchor and managing editor Norah O'Donnell in an interview Tuesday. Dettelbach acknowledged that the problem is urgent, but said it's hard to compare the issue as seen in large cities like New York City and Chicago with places like the South, Alaska, and small towns. He's actually onto something there, because the breadth of the United States is so different, and the populations are so different and dispersed, different population densities. Of course it's different. There's not a one-size-fits-all solution for most policy decisions, particularly when it comes to the Second Amendment, and you can't infringe on it universally. However, it is a different problem in different areas, and he's onto something. But that's not what CBS News wanted him to say. What he wanted him to say was, well, it's quite clear. We're going to go through and we're going to make our own laws, and we're going to interpret our rules, and we're going to tackle the problem of gun violence by clearly confiscating all of these firearms. That's what they wanted. That's not what they got. Listen to what else they got from him. This is great to see them when they get disappointed. Quote, "The reason that we're having a hard time coming up with one solution is because there is no one solution. The solutions are different based upon where things are," he said. Now keep that in mind. From the left, from the gun control, from the media side, the solution is simple. There is one solution. Abolish the Second Amendment. There should be no guns. If you don't want gun violence, then you should have no guns. It has nothing to do with morality or people or the tools they use. It's simply the object. If you have no cigars or cigarettes, you're going to have no lung cancer. If you're going to have no carbon dioxide, you'll have no cars. It really is that base level. But that's not what they wanted him to say, but he went even further. Check this out. Although he has called for an assault weapons ban in the past, when asked Tuesday what laws he would like to see changed to help the ATF stop gun violence, Dettelbach punted to Congress. Now that's important, because they straight out called him out here in this piece. He punted. They wanted him to be forceful. Quote, "As the ATF director, my focus is and is going to have to take on whatever law Congress provides." He's correct. His job is to enforce the laws that the legislative branch dishes out. Now, this probably has something to do with the West Virginia versus EPA ruling that just came out, but he's not wrong there. That's correct. Already they're taking the technologies, they're taking the resources that are there and catching the bad guys, he said. Quote, "The ATF's director's job and the ATF, our mission is to catch people who have violated the laws we already have." Again, enforcing existing laws is not what CBS wanted him to say here. The Shannon Watts, the Igor Volsky's, all of them, the David Hoggs, they don't want him to say enforcing existing laws. They want him to call for more laws. They want him to interpret more laws out of the rules of Congress. They don't want to just stick to what Congress has passed because that's not satisfactory. They want more. And Dettelbach, quote, punted to Congress. They're not happy. And I'm telling you, there's some buyer's remorse here. But when pressed on what the ATF can do about mass shootings, he did concede that part of the focus needs to be on prevention, including giving people in the prison system, quote, options other than going back to doing the same thing that got them there. I'm coming into the position with a sober view of the challenges ahead, he said. That's incredibly important. But when pressed on what the ATF can do about mass shootings, he conceded part of the focus needs to be on prevention. He was pressed by a friendly press because they did not get the answer that they wanted, so they went back and circled again, and he still did not give them what they wanted, i.e. the pressed part of this article. CBS was setting this up and teeing this up as the ultimate gun control, giving him all the wins, all the energy behind him to do the gun confiscation, to fill the ATF void, a rudderless ship in the ocean of gun violence. And yet he actually just answered from a perspective of his role. CBS can't be having that, and I know Shannon somewhere out there isn't happy either. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you tomorrow morning on the Bullet Points. I'm Braden. See you later.